Coming straight out of Ecamm. This is a jam for the Ecamm fam. Ecamm fam, this the name of the jam. This is a jam for the Ecamm fam. Ecamm fam, this the name of the jam. This is a jam for the Ecamm fam. This is a jam for the Ecamm fam. This is a jam for the Ecamm fam. Ecamm fam, this the name of the jam.
Hold it, stop the music!
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen.
Can I please have your attention?
Now showtime, are you ready? Are you ready for start time?
Let's find out. Ready, let's go.
What it do? We wish you a Merry Xmas. Welcome to this stream. Fam, I got some exciting stuff to show you. Neil, you just cracked me up because you just made it at the buzzer. You made it at the buzzer. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Merry Christmas from Utah, the greatest snow on earth. I just came back from snowy Fukuoka in Japan, and I get home and it's pouring down raining, and Paul tells me it's pouring down raining in San Fran, and Luis tells me it's pouring down raining in Miami. It's like raining everywhere. But you know what? It's Christmas time. Let's hear. I see we got a lot of new people here today for the Ecamm fam, but I'm absolutely happy to be here. Turns out we checked it out. It wasn't the internet. So we don't know what it is. We couldn't figure it out. Yeah, so kind of crazy. So maybe there's another exchange thing going on between YouTube and someplace else. But anyway, today we're here to talk about this little guy. This is my OBSBOT Tiny 2. And this is fresh out the suitcase. I tell you why. I love this guy so much that I tend to travel with it. This is my go-to camera when I travel because of you guys always doing stuff and breaking things. As a community manager, I never know when I have to do a stream when I'm on the road. So I have my notebook and I bring this little guy. And yes, I could use my phone, but I actually like this better because normally with the phone, I'm using it as the internet. For, when I'm going to someplace, I have two phones. I have a 15 Pro Max and a 14 Pro Max, and they cover all the bases. So the 15 Pro Max has Spectrum, which is Verizon, and Mint Mobile, which is T-Mobile. And then that's the 14 Pro Max. The 15 Pro Max has on my AT&T account, which is my regular account, and then I'll use a eSIM like Air Arlo or Ubiggy. So I'm normally pretty well covered with internet things, and I can bond them together with Speedify. So I like to use this because I'm often using the phone as an additional bump or the modem, or I'm using something like a Nighthawk or an NC Go portable. So we're going to talk to you about this guy today, and we are giving one of these away along with a whole myriad of other cool sauce. Check this out. Paul has a link. Paul has a link because Paul is the moderator supreme. Let me embiggen this 3 times. Click that, embiggen. So I can't enter. That's why I don't have any. But you basically got 8 hours left to get into this entry, and all you need to do is click on these little things, and these will add your entries, okay? So you say you do the first one, you'll get 2 entries. If you do the Ecamm newsletter, you'll get 3 entries. That'll be a total of 5. Then you visit us on the Ecamm YouTube channel. Hell, you're already here, so you might as well get at least that one, right? I mean, like, seriously, you might as well at least get that one. And you visit us on the gram, you'll get another one. Visit us on Ecamm tweets, follow us, and you'll get an extra. Then hit up the fam at OBSBOT for bringing this all together. Jump over to OBSBOT. I like to say OBSBOT. It's quick, it's fast, it's easy. One of these days we'll get them to change the name of the company to EcammBot, but it's okay. Go ahead and press this +2, and then you visit them on YouTube, boom, Instagram, Twitter, and then because we are partnering with some of our amazing creators like Hey Stephanie, you can hit up Hey Stephanie on the IG, and Jeff, they are giving up some of their wares as well, and I'm going to tell you what that's all about in a split second. And you go and visit us on their other 2 sites and Descript, enter your secret code, and get 20 entries. Now, this is the one that you need. These secret codes right here, these are the ones you need. So I'm going to tell you what it is, all right, just so you know. I'm going to tell you what it is. This secret code is important. I'm not going to tell you now. I'm going to make you hang out for a bit. But you're going to get that from watching the stream. So stick around, watch the stream. You'll get the secret code, and that will put you in the boom. And, of course, Paul had to be a snitch. I just said I wasn't going to tell him, Paul, why are you snitching? Why are you snitching? Jesus, this guy. Why? Why does Paul snitch on me? There's the secret code. Dang it. This is why you can't have moderator friends. You see, right? This is how you're supposed to do it, right? You're supposed to tell them, stick around, and then wait for the secret code, and then Paul snitched and told. Well, stick around anyway, dang it. Let's hang. Anyway, so let me show you. There you go. There's a secret, Sammy. There are some really cool prizes that are going to be in this prize pack. So you're going to get OBSBOT 2. You're going to get an incredible switch pod. Let me pop over to show you the switch pod here. So get the OBSBOT, yes. And you get the switch pod here. I just took my ball head off the switch pod, but I use my switch pod with a ball head. There's a little switch pod. I love this thing because boom, 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 you know, and it's easy. You can vlog with it. Super cool. You can even slap your Tiny 2 on it when you travel. Put both of those in a suitcase and you're good to go. We are going to give you free access to 94 ways to repurpose your live video with Stephanie Garcia. And we're going to give you a Descript 101 fast track course with my brother Jeff C, or as I like to call him, Jeff. And of course, the OBSBOT Tiny 2. Let me show you a little bit more. About the Tiny 2. We're going to jump over here and hold on. This thing is not doing what I want it to do. That is all me. We're going to bam. All right. So here it is. Here is the Tiny 2. I love the fact that it comes with a case too. Who said that? That might have been Katie. I love the fact that it comes with a case too. This is actually one of the coolest things. Hey, Gretchen. So here is the OBSBOT Tiny 2. Let me show you what it do. Here, wait. Anna will get very mad at me if I don't have a little wee face in the corner because she doesn't like to just hear the disembodied voice. So let me go ahead and open this up for you, show you what comes in the package. You will get cool case. Inside this little area, there is an adapter. This is a USB-C to USB-A adapter. That's exactly what it is. I don't really need it, so I keep it in there just in case. You never know when you need it. It will come with a cable like such. If you know me, if you've been around my streams, I rarely use the cables these things come with, but I keep it in the package because if I'm on the street and I need it, it's there. This part is really cool. So here is a little flippy do whip, and what it is for is it allows you to get some angles. So for instance, I can set this guy on my computer. It has a rubber pad in here and a rubber pad here. So this allows it to sit directly on top of the monitor, and you use this foot to catch its footing from the back. So it ends up sitting on your computer monitor like such. If only I had a monitor. Hold on. I got one. It's in a cage. Here, I'll use a little one. Okay, got one. So this is a little Sony monitor. We're going to pretend this is a MacBook monitor. It will allow you to sit your OBSBOT right there on the top like such, right? So if this is your computer screen, you can do this. But oftentimes you need a little bit more tilt, or you want to do direct down. This is cool. A lot of these adapters I see don't do this. This guy flips up, right? So that would allow you to camera down the way I'm doing with this other OBSBOT, which is the tail air in the ceiling, right? So I have the tail air as my overhead camera, which you're looking at here. But this guy allows you to just click it like that. And the fact that the base is magnetic also comes in handy. So you'll see, here, check this out. So you can, and it just base. How low can you go? Death row. What a brother do. See that? Isn't that cool? So with the little flip up do tricky like such, you can set and give yourself that top down chrome spinning look like that, right? Or you just run it flat and treat it like a traditional cam era. So I absolutely love that. I love the fact that this guy is magnetic too, because oftentimes in hotels, what I've been able to do is just stick it to the windowsill and give myself a further back, right? So, right, this adapter, Neil, tell him again, Neil, this adapter that comes with it is so cool, very handy. And here's another one. All right, any of my people over here taller than regular folks, check it out. So even if you're Paul or Sammy and you're a 6'4", not only do you get this, but you can get a little extra lift, right? Because if you happen to be vertically not challenged, when you are running this guy on your computer here, let me set my little piece back up, that lower angle puts it looking at your chin, and you need it to look at your eye. So even giving it a little bit of extra lift, sometimes that makes a big difference. Thomas, you are checking out the tail air right here. This is it. I'm not showing it because I'm using it, but yes, I've been using it for months. I had a pre-release version. Been using it pretty much since, I want to say July, maybe, and it's amazing. I absolutely love that camera as well. So they, as you know, they make really good cameras. So here it is. I like how it all fits nice and neat into the little case like such, including the little switch wicket. So you can pop it like that. Everything fits cool as a pool in this little case. So now, I'm laughing, are just mounted to the bottom for short people. True. So let me show you how we set this up. So what I did is, because it's so light, I am using a microphone stand. This microphone stand comes in a 2-pack from Amazon for $19. I added to it a Ulanzi ball head and a claw grip. The Ulanzi ball head, again, is about 15, 16 bucks on Amazon, and the little claw thing right there, also like 20 bucks. So cool little stand I just use because on this particular desk, I don't have enough space to put in my switch pod, which I normally have this sitting on the switch pod. So now all I'm going to do real quick is attach the tripod base to the bottom of the Tiny. But what's really cool about the Tiny, again, it's magnetic base. So if you know, the Elgato arm is magneticable. That's not a word. What the heck is magneticable? But yeah, I love the fact that, you know, magnet, you can just stick it right there. But let me go ahead and screw this in real quick. Oh, dude, the mic stand option is really good for small light cameras. I could even throw something like the Fuji X100V up there. I could throw the Z Victor Echo 10. I could throw my Z Victor Echo 1 up here, right? You can just slap it right on because these are light cameras. Most of the new modern mirrorlesses are pretty light, so you could totally use a mic stand as a camera stand. Actually, you could use a boom arm. If you happen to have one of these boom arms, you could put in the little teeny ball head on there, and then you'd be good to go with that as well. Okay, so I'm tripoded up. Going social with Social Mercury Media. Tell us your real name. I'm not going to say that 50 times. I could, but that would be tragic for all of us. I'm gonna call you Dave until you tell me better. So Dave said, "What is the ball head that I use?" I like this ball head. I use it for my tail air as well. ULANZIBALHEAD. Boom. Okay, it's Lowell. Okay, Lowell, I can deal with that. That's easier. But now, what's funny, Lowell, is having being working at Ecamm and knowing how they say towns in Massachusetts. You probably pronounce it different from the way they pronounce it because they come up with some weird stuff over there. Anyway, so let me go ahead and pop this on. This looks like it's good. But yeah, this is the quick release ball head. You can use something much smaller than this. Your camera is really tiny, so you can absolutely use something smaller than this. And Sandra, the answer to that question, first of all, Sandra, how are you doing? I'm using this. The Tail Air is my overhead camera of choice at the moment. Bastard. Exactly. Maggie, what is up, Maggie? How are you doing? All right, so now I am going to pop this guy into the little piece here so you guys can see what we are doing. Let's do it this way. There it is. Nice little teeny little setup, right? Nothing fancy, nothing big. We're talking like, $40, $50 worth of tripod. And the one thing that I'm going to do, which is probably weird that you don't have to do, but it's just how I am. Everybody that knows me, anybody that came to camp, you got one of these. I'm going to make sure that it's level. Let me camera focus this. Let's see how good is the close proximity on the tail air, because it's almost touching the tail air at this point. Oh, look at that. It's good. So at this point, I'm going to level it because I'm weird. And that looks good as a pull. Let me check the side. That looks good. All right, it's level. Boom. There you go. All right, so all we're going to do is plug in the cable. I'm using Thunderbolt 4 cables because everybody that knows me knows this, how your man rolls. He uses Thunderbolt 4 cables whenever possible. And I'm going to switch my keyboard in this camera in position so I can get a little further back. And then we will go to the Tiny. Let's go to the Tiny. Let's make a new scene. Boom. Click that. Let me show you guys in case you guys are unfamiliar with Ecamm so you can sort of see how we do things around here. All I'm going to do is take the scene that we have. I'm going to duplicate it real quick. And then I'm going to call this one Tiny. Say hello to my little friends, Tiny 2. And then on this one, I will properly name it Oi. Boom. There. Now they're probably named. So if I switch over to Tiny, I'll take this guy. Boom. There is Tiny. And for some reason, I have Tiny set to black and white. So let me stop that. La la. There it is. So now let's do my next thing I always do is Neil, yes, you can. I actually have not that adapter. For the tail air, I have the USB to Ethernet adapter, but you can absolutely use the UVC to HDMI adapter to connect it to an ATEM, 100%. And that's on sale right now, by the way. Let me show you. You're going to get an email if you... Ding dong. Oh, hey, head. You're going to get an email, and the email is going to tell you about the discount code, and there is the discount code if you want to get that UVC adapter. So what he was talking about in here, Neil is talking about this guy right here. Let's click on the Tiny 2, and then you're going to go to accessories. And then there it is. This is the UVC adapter. This thing is cool because it allows you to take webcams and turn them into HDMI. They are two total different things. They normally don't work like that. So that gives you a cool opportunity. So keep this Ecamm 10 discount code at the ready. Now, what I'm going to do is move this stuff out the way so you guys can see the controls. This is the application that comes with it. It is known as the OBSBOT Webcam app, right? So with this app, you have your general console like such, and this allows me to do things like, whoa, whoa. You can set presets for where the camera might be focused. Wow. I can also move the camera around a little bit. There, let's look at something better than that. Let's look at Darth. Wait, you can't see Darth Vader right there. Let's look at Jackie Chan. Here, let's move that, and then we'll zoom in, and we'll look at Jackie Chan. I need to set my gimbal to slower, because right now it's fast. Hey, Jackie, how you doing? So, you guys may have seen him in movies. I taught him everything he knows about fighting. So I press add, and then there's my preset 3. So if I'm here, and I'm doing something, and I go, let me introduce you to one of my students who I taught how to fight. Isn't that cool? That's really, this thing is so sick. Like, this is why this is one of my favorite things in my arsenal of things. It is absolutely why, because it can do cool stuff like that. So now, you have this AI desk mode, which I don't really use because I have an overhead camera, so you can stop that. You have a whiteboard mode here. Let me embiggen this just a widge so you can see. You have a whiteboard mode, you have a hand gestures mode, and you have a sort of a group mode. This is your gimbal action here that allows me to move it around. I can adjust my zoom with this little controller here or use the slider. And they have smart slots, right? So they have, sort of this, they call it AI image pickup. And that's sort of that there. Let me move this guy out the way. Now, on the next page, you have where you come in to do your image adjustments. Now, I currently have it on HDR. Let me switch it off for a second and see if that'll work. It may or may not bite while I'm live. I won't do that. So here's my autofocus versus manual focus. There's that. And you can set the autofocus sensitivity to face or global. Now, normally when I'm using this little guy, I'm using it because I want to show you something and I want to be able to do this, right? And so, yes, I am the weirdo that puts on the Sony lens cap on a Fuji camera. But I want to show you something this. So if I have the autofocus set for face, it's always looking for my face. But if I do it to this, then it'll do that better, right? So if you know that your face is more important and you don't want your hands or whatever to distract it, so when I put something like this, it leaves the face locked in. That's what that's for, right? So global focus, if you want to be able to jump over to something like this when it gets rid of the face, and then I might be too close at this point. There you go. So now it pulls on that. When I come back, it'll go back to the face. Or face permanence, or face focus is really weird to say that because that's exactly what it is. Face focus means it won't get distracted by your Puerto Rican hands. You know what I'm saying? So you have that option there. Normally, I'm using this as an overhead or a side, so I tend to leave it there. You can set your auto exposure. And you can set your auto exposure to your global of your whole room or expose for your face, which is brilliant. Now, you'll know right now my white balance is off, and I'm going to fix that. So don't freak out yet, right? This is auto white balance. Beautiful. Actually, beautiful. But I don't like it. That's not me. And today, my little portable color chart is upstairs. So let me get a big one. I just came back from my travels to Fukuoka, so I don't have my portable color chart at the ready. However, I will do this. La 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 la. Let me turn off autofocus for a split second. Put this guy right here. It's blocking my talking, but this will give you a better autofocus. Now that color is going to be brilliant. Let me move it away from the mic. Let me do it one more time. I'm going to move it away from the mic because you can see the mic is orange casting the gray. 1 second. Now that, my friends, will be perfect tint. That is perfect because you use a gray card, and then now it looks like it should look. That's the right color. That's the right temperature. And once you sort of know what that is, you can kind of set it manually. So I still like mine a little different. So what I do is, let me come in and I'll show you. I'm going to embiggen this. I know where I'm at. I am right here where I live, and then that's where I live. Because I know that because my other cameras are at that, and that's how I set it. So you have that option, and just to show you, it's only off by a smidge. I run slightly different, but yes, it is very cool. These lights in the back, I'm also afraid might freak it out. I'm going to come back to 51, actually. Let's do 5,000. Yeah, that's about right. All right, cool. So now you can come in here, and you can do some cool things like muck with the contrast, right? If you want to soften that contrast up because you are over 50, you can bring that saturation back. I actually peeled the saturation back a little bit, just me. Like normally it's set at 50 out of the gate. I normally pull it back to like 47. And then you can adjust the sharpness again too. Don't run at 100% sharpness if you over 50. You can pull that sucker back to like the 40s. And then if you know you're getting a little hue shift from something in your party, you can play with that as well. I normally don't muck about with such things. I leave my hue set at 50. So those are some of your image controls that you can muck with. And now this is interesting. I don't really mess with this stuff, but I will show you that you can. It's different though. It's going to be difficult to explain. So first of all, you can turn on background blur. Now you're not going to see it automatically, and I'll show you why. On my list of cameras down here, I have to select OBSBOT virtual camera in order to use it with those weird filters. Give it a second and see if it bites. I might have it turned off because I normally don't use that stuff. Let me see. Did I turn it on? Man, I even forgot how to do it because I don't do this. Hold on. No. It's not going to work. Hold on. I'm going to have to figure out how to do this. I don't use this at all, so I don't know what the heck it is. Sorry. Sorry, that's not me because I don't play with beauty filters. But basically, what you have to do is use the virtual camera, and then you can come in here and play with all these beauty filters, and they work. They do work. I was playing with it at NAB, and it made me look like a really weird-looking 18-year-old girl. So I stopped messing with that. Let's see. I totally forget how to do it. I'm apologize. Not me. Not my squiz. Not going to do it. So, look, these lights are completely messing up my camera, so I need to turn the auto white balance off. Anyway, so you do have beauty controls in there, ladies. They do work. If you like that kind of stuff, it's not me. It just doesn't work for my everyday life. And we go over here to more, and this is the cool stuff. Now, this is what I want to show you, which I absolutely love about this. All right, so watch. I'm going to grab the image. Let me pop it over here just so you can see. Here's the image from today's stream, right? Let's say I go into here and I want to select on the text, and that'll work. And let's put this at about like 400. That's too many. And then we're going to make a text box. Hey, come here. There we go. And then I'm going to say, be right back. Okay? And actually, let's do this separately. I'm going to take that. And we're going to move it here. Sorry, the designer in me kicks in every once in a while. Okay, so I want to do a little be right back screen. So I'm going to save this. And then all you need to do is drag this guy into the little pocket here. Of course. Why? Why are you not helping me? It's just drag and drop. I'm having problems today. Let me delete that. There we go. And I should be able to drag it in. Okay, I lied. You have to press the button. I could have sworn it was drag and drop, but, you know, I'm a Mac user, so that's just how we do things. Anyway, so I press this. It gives you a chance to crop it. I don't need to crop it. This is the right aspect ratio. So it uploads the image, and now the image is uploaded to the camera. Okay, so when I want the camera to go to SLEP, which I'll show you in a second, it will bring up this image as my sleep image, right? You also see that I have gesture controls to lock on the target, so I can hold up a hand and give Tiny a chance to lock it onto my face. Let me use the right hand. Do I have gestures turned on? Let me check to make sure I have gestures turned on. No, don't do that. Boom, 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 boom. I think I have it turned on. I'm pretty positive I do. Don't need the remote. Go to more. Anyway, I'll show you in a second how that works. So if a voice control is on, here we go. We're going to check these out. Sleep Tiny. You see that? It goes to the screen. Isn't that cool? Like, I just absolutely love that, right? And then you can wake it back up. Hi, Tiny. So cool. Track me. Of course it didn't work. Because this thing does not like my voice. Track me. Zoom in closer. It's so cool. It's like, why? 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 Isn't that so good? Yeah, that's fun. Thank you, Tommy. I appreciate that. And I'm laughing at Brusco's comment back. That's super funny. What's up, Scott? Here, let me zoom out further. All right, cool. Because, like, that's just kind of crazy. Now, you can preset that zoom. Let's say you wanted that to be, like, obnoxious. Okay. Zoom out further. So you can set it so that that first big zoom in is massive. Zoom in closer. Zoom in closer. All right, so I normally don't have it that nuts. Zoom out further. Zoom out further. Don't get stuck in your words like I did. Here's another one, cool. Position 3. Position 3. Position 1. This thing is so good. This thing is so good. Like, it's a lot of fun. Like, I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun. You can even just, you know, tell it various things, tell it where the initial positions are. You can mess with the audio. You can do automatic gain. And, of course, you can flip the image if you want. I don't really mess with any of that stuff. And I don't use my gimbal reverse. I do need to upgrade my firmware, I see, which I haven't done. But, yeah, that's basically it in a nutshell. It is a very handy little guy. It has some cool tips and stuff. It has on-screen controls that you can use. It has a remote that you can use, which I'll show you guys in a split second. But I actually absolutely love this camera. Let me check on your guys' questions and move this guy out the way for a split second. Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. Let's go. All right, there we go. I made it impossible for Tiny to do what Tiny needs to do. There we go. All right. I have 2 of the Tiny 2. Is there a way to get a second preview for the other camera? I don't know. That's a question for the OBSBOT team. They hang out in our Facebook group. They also have their own Facebook group, and they would be able to help you. Normally, the way UVC cameras work, no, because you can technically only control one UVC camera at a time, in theory, but they may have figured out a workaround. So that is a question for the OBSBOT team, and they would be able to help you with that. Oh, yeah, not bad at all. Man, we're using this guy. We're using this guy for camp, Hank, for all of the classes, right? It was so good. Hello, Lala. Lala, your ornament is hanging on my tree. Thank you for that. Boom, boom, boom. Everybody's here. Well, I mean, look at my office. Like, what'd you think? Right? It's not like I'm chilling outside in the sun. I am a dungeon master. I can turn them all off, and then we'll see. Give me a second. We'll do that. We'll check that out. I need more just beauty filters. Right? Can you tell them again, Neil? That's why I don't use it, man. Like, it's just not actually doing this thing. Yes, it does spin on its own, Hank. It does spin on its own. Hey, what is up, Monty? How are you doing, man? Happy Christmas and all of that. I think you can set it to do this, Tim. Tim has a good question. Tim's talking about like setting your headroom in that. I believe that is one of the parameters you can set it. And because of its AI capabilities, it is generally looking for the face. I just think that my lights in the back are throwing it off by a lot. So maybe what I should do is tell them to stop for a second as soon as I find my phone. I really believe that my lights in the back are absolutely driving it insane right now, because when I had it just as my TV, it never really had any issues. But I love my lights, and they can probably drive this thing crazy. So let's do something simple, like let's switch it to, no, that's still probably too goofball. I'm gonna just turn it off for now. That'll probably make it better. So, so yes, Tim, in the application, actually, let's do something real quick. Let's take this scene here and let's duplicate it. And then we're gonna go, and then come here live. I like to do things live on the internet because I'm crazy. You know what it is. All right, then we're gonna crop this baby in. We're showing off the power of Ecamm. All right, so we'll use like this. In the control section here, there is various AI modes, right? And so in the AI mode, you can even tell it to follow your hands. So instead of just looking at your face, it will track a particular hand. So if I put this guy back here, and I don't know, there. So now it's following my left hand. Hold on. Wait, let me do something real quick. Isn't that crazy? So let's see if I can switch it to right hand. Oh, okay. So this is what Tim was talking about. So I take this off. If I do zone tracking, set it to standard, my AI human tracking, I can say upper body, close up, lower body, headless, or just normal tracking. And the reason for that, maybe I'm trying to teach yoga. And in a standard camera like this, if I'm doing downward facing fat dude, it will be trying to see my face, and I'm trying to show you my knee or whatever. I can't go on my knees because I have metal knees. But yeah, so you're able to actually set it for various things. So if I set the standard tracking for the human tracking to be AI, when it tracks the human, it's going to do a better job of staying in that particular thing. I could also tell it to do that tracking as a close-up, and it will do a better job of doing that. And then maybe you have it headless, and then now it's trying to track with my neck. I don't know why, but if it's for your OF page or something, I don't know. I don't know why it would want to do that, but hey, I guess it works. It does work. I don't know what an OF page is. Never mind that. Yes, the camera does pick up audio. Let's see what that sounds like, Hank. This is the audio directly out of the Tiny 2. I am no longer using my Shure SM7B. That is the audio directly from the Tiny 2. You can tell me in your own words what it sounds like. I personally would never trust a tiny little camera to audio, but it is good to know that it does work. You just have to know that the microphone holes on a camera this small are very small. So with them being very small, that comes with all the things that having very small microphones do. I'm going to switch back before I kill everyone. Sorry for that. And now we have controlled surface. Controlled surface. Picky said that got loud. Neil, you weren't supposed to tell them. Yes, it's super funny, right? Because as you might mess around and say, the word of the application that we all use to do our video calls, it might cause it to sort of go in. Now, listen, this is a very important thing. I'm doing it right now for the purposes of this demonstration. This is a partnership with OBSBOT, so I need to show you that it does work. But as a streaming coach, if you're doing just talking head, do not leave it on track you all the time. If you're just like me, sitting in the chair, moving around, it will make your audience seasick. There is a massive difference between the Tiny 2 and the Tail Air. It's kind of a lot to describe, but I will do my best. Let's come over here real quick. So this camera here, let's stick with the Tiny because that's what we're giving away. This is designed to be a AI-powered portable webcam. Like, that's legit. Its position is to be a portable webcam, right? So as we scroll in here and you see it has a rather large CMOS. This is big. This is getting up there to APS-C level CMOS, aka the sensor. It's a really large sensor. It's a Sony sensor, by the way. And you can see it just does really good. It has good dynamic range. That good dynamic range is because it's a Sony sensor. It has good native ISO, real good for low light. You have so much things to it that makes it different. But basically, this is a very intelligent and fancy webcam. Okay, the Tail Air, by comparison, is an entire standalone camera. Yes, you can use it as a webcam, but it can be its own thing. This is a PTZ camera. This is an installation level PTZ camera, something that you can take out on the road. Now, the Tiny 2 is a PTZ camera, but it's a PTZ web camera. The Tail Air is a PTZ camera. Like, if you don't understand that, it's kind of hard to explain that, but there is a massive difference between a web camera and a camera. Now, why that's blurry, and I can understand the confusion, this is a camera, and so is this. And I can use both of these as webcams now. but they're not in this. They're not in webcam class. So, yeah, that's where it gets confusing because yes, nowadays you can use pretty much anything as a web camera, but a web camera is no means the same as a real standalone camera. I'm twisting my own words trying to figure out what I'm saying, but I know what I'm saying. Okay, so this guy, you can take it to the gym, set it up on the tripod, and it can do its own thing. Like, it can record your basketball practices and track you. It can stream directly from the camera. You can use it. I use it a lot for doing concert live performances and things like that. You can set it up on rails so that it's a moving camera and the camera tracks things. Yeah, it's different. It's a broadcast level camera. So that's what I'm using for the overhead, but don't confuse the two. They're slightly different. Let's see what else we got. That's not fair, Bicky. But yeah, that's not fair. Do I prefer my Porsche to my Audi? You know what I mean? Same company, same vehicles. This is for getting groceries. This is for hauling ass. So, two different things. I live in Hawaii. We don't have these problems. Hold on. There. Not too good. I would say, wait, that's the Sony. Hold on. No cameras are good for distance. That's not the point. It has a, let me tell you what the lens is. I want to say 28 millimeter. I'm guessing now. Let me give you the right answer. Specs. I don't see it. It's probably the equivalent of a 24 millimeter, but yeah, if you want a camera for distance, you get this thing called a zoom lens and put it on a real camera. It's there, yeah. That's not for that. Like, I don't know what distance are you talking about, Sandra? What are you attempting to do? And I'll explain you whether that works. Just checking on questions. And that's a good one too. You can run the Tail Air battery operated. Thank you, Zalzor. I'm gonna go with that. Life is not fair. Yeah, it's like 28 million. I say 24 to 28. That's about right. Overhead shot 2 feet. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. I'm 2 feet away from this one. And when it's sitting here, I will give you the answer. It's about 18 inches away right there. Man, what'd I do with my tape measure? It's normally right here. See what you get for moving things around in the studio? Anyway, my arms are 17 and 3/4 inches long. So if I lean a little bit, that's 18 inches away, just under 2 feet. There you go. Thank you, Jim. Jim got it. The minimum focus is 26 millimeter and distance is 10. There you go. Anyway, 2 feet is no problem. The Tail Air right now is 2 feet off the ground. Actually, a little bigger than that. But yes, there's that. All right. In theory, right? That was pretty good. That was a pretty good guess. That is pretty good guess. That is a pretty good guess. What's bad audio? What's bad audio, Tom? It sounds like, I don't. Where'd that go? I'm waiting for it to catch up. So, Zalzor, first of all, let me do your low light thing. I haven't messed with the new Razer. Yeah, I'm not a gamer. Like, well, I am a gamer, but like I don't stream game. Like, I don't game stream. That's in other words. I game for myself, not for the the lulls, the likes, or whatever you call it. So I don't really mess with those things. The problem with me with the Razer equipment line in general is they're very similar to Elgato, Razer. They buy other people's stuff and stick their name on it. So they didn't put a lot of thought process into making it for you. They just took something that already existed. And a lot of times what they'll do is they'll buy something from a smaller company, slap their name on it, and then make it like it's theirs. So they're not really doing any of that effort to give you best-in-class product. So I understand that business model. A lot of companies do it, but I don't buy stuff from companies that do that too often, because that means they're not really thinking about you. They're just buying something because it's popular and sticking it in the mix because they have to have one. I don't know. For some reason, as a person who's been in this game for quite a long time, I'm just not a fan of that, right? I don't know why. It's kind of hard to explain. It's probably very particular, very picky thing, but that's just me. Hold on. I'm trying to do something here. I am going to cut the light all the way so that way we can see how this guy works in low performance. But yeah. Give me 1 second. This will be better. This will be better. Let's change this up. Aha. Aha, aha. There we go. Now we're cooking with Pam. Yeah, it's a weird thing. A lot of companies do that. You know, like buy stuff and white label it. But I don't know. Like if you do that, say it used to be like JBL or Nissan. Nissan in partnership with Harman Kardon, right? Or BMW in partnership with Blah Punk. Like they would put the other brand on there. Elgato and Razer Elgato buys a DeskView T3, which is available from the internet. DeskView T3, $89. I'm going to show you, just to show you what I mean. All right, this is DeskView T3 Plus, $98, right? And DeskView T3 Plus is a pretty dope looking teleprompter. If you look at the shape and the connections and the whole 9 yards of this, and you look at the shape and the connections of the Elgato prompter, you will find out they are exactly the same. Only thing Elgato did was permanently affix the monitor to it instead of you having to select your own, which is smart for their clientele. And they peeled off the word DeskView and changed it to Elgato. And it ain't $98. They added a monitor and raised the price by $100 and get slapped with the best teleprompter ever invented, made by Elgato. Elgato ain't made stuff. So, yeah. Anyway, there you go. All right, let's do this. Here we go. We're going to off the light. Boom. Now, I have only one light. Just one light. That is the tail air operating in just one light. How crazy is that? And I'm going to take this just one light and turn it down. Let me cycle over to here. Don't turn back on you. Stay off. I'm having remote control issues today. What the heck? Paul will tell you we've been having ghost in the machine problems all day. So let me dim this down. This is basically my room on monitor glow only. There are no lights at all, straight monitor glow. Just to show you, this is the Sony camera. I have it fixed. It doesn't do automatic weird stuff because I'm a professional. But just monitor glow alone, that is what the Tiny looks like in monitor glow. and I can, ooh, this is cute. I can be like, hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DOC After Dark. My cable is not giving me enough space for some of this movement, so let me just lock this off real quick. My cable is doing all kind of weird things. All right, now we're going to do just ASMR channel. So that is what it looks like. Hey, turn off this tracking, please. Let's do that. No, let's do that. That is just monitor glow. So the answer to Salzar's question is the low light is freaking incredible. Thank you, Neil. I appreciate you. This low light is incredible. Listen, people, we had this conversation. Buy both. Real pimps choose both. Okay? How about that? I don't know. Let me think about this. I'm going to turn my light back on. I'll say, man, my remote controls did not do what they want to do today. Man, I am pretty impressed by that, gang. You tell me, what do you think about that low light activity? That's pretty dope. Let's move this back out the way. So, about 5 people asked the question, why does it matter? But I'll answer it. The question is not a fair question. Again, they're built with different intents. Listen. This is a phone. This is a phone. You can't compare these two. They're not in the same class. They look the same shape, screens, plastic, cameras. They're not the same. No need to compare them. But if you got to ask, the OBSBOT Tail 2 will kick the Insta360's ass across the block backwards and sideways. They're just different. This has a tiny little sensor. It's a good camera. This is a very, very good camera. This sensor is not as big as that sensor. When it comes to cameras, sensor is the engine. Okay? This is a 4-cylinder reliable Corolla. That's an Audi. That's a Porsche. That has a sensor that the tail air has a sensor that is bigger than this is not an APS-C camera. This is a full frame camera. But oh yeah, here we go. Do I have one? I don't have an APS-C camera. Oh, here we go. The tail air has a sensor bigger than this. Sensor gives you low light capability. It gives you image quality. It gives you depth of field, dynamic range, ISO sensitivity, all these things. It's basically the engine of your camera. I understand. But what you guys are doing is you see this, it's a little twirly dippy, and it has a little twirly dippy, and so they must be the same. They're not. Like looking at the sensor alone, just the camera, this is way smaller than this. Let me unplug it. Like not even in the same ballpark. So I don't know why you insist on automatically connecting them, but look at the sensor size. My hands are blocking the light. But that alone is different, right? So it's not fair. This is a fantastic camera. If you had to give it a number, 1 through 10, this is a solid 9, but this is an 11. They're not fair. It's not, I don't know, everyone wants to do that, but it's not fair to Insta360 to compare the Tiny to it. It is a much better camera, but because it's different. It's not better because it's just better for no reason. The sensor alone changed all of the game. And the 360 doesn't have all of the AI stuff that the OBSBOT does. So, yeah. You can't really compare the two. It's not fair. It's not apples to oranges, but it's tangerines to oranges. and tangerines to Karakara or Amamatsu or a Valencia. So, yeah, you know those ugly little oranges at the grocery store with the brown spots on it? They taste good, but they're just not cute. Yeah, that's the 360. It's really hard to explain, and I know that people always want to do that. You shouldn't compare them. You look at the stuff and see, will these particular features work for me? That's how you do a product comparison. Because it is really unfair to align camera to cameras. And people do this all the time because people on the internet do this all the time. They'll be like, well, can you compare the, ZV E1 Mark II to the ZV E1 Mark I? Yes. Can you compare it to the Canon G7? No. Are they pocketable cameras? Yes. Everything else after that, completely different cameras. Compare it to itself. Look at those features and see if they work for you. It's not, in this particular situation, I don't think you should ever compare a camera to another camera unless it's legit the exact same, spec for spec, and then we're just seeing which one outperforms the other. And that's really hard to do. That's a very, very small thing that almost never comes up. So when it comes to cameras, look at the features, see how they benefit you, see how they line up to your needs, and then pick one. There's my soapbox. Most of those comparisons are done for clickbait, and they're not fair, and they're never right. And half the people that tell you why one is winning is normally telling you the wrong thing. Like they really don't even know what they're talking about half the time. So the sensor alone will say the tail air runs circles around it. Sorry, Tiny 2. This is a proper comparison. The Tiny 4K to the Tiny 2. Oh, that. Listen. You're never supposed to use the onboard camera microphone. That's not what it's for. Like anybody in our space, like if you're just doing a Zoom meeting with your mom and them, that's fine. But anybody in our space that's doing a live stream, doing some productions, none of us are ever going to use the built-in microphone. So yeah, I would definitely say the microphone isn't cute, but they didn't need to make it cute because nobody's going to use it. They probably didn't put 3 seconds of thought into the microphone. It doesn't say AI PTZ web camera with incredible audio. Pretty much no camera says that because nobody uses on-camera audio for pretty much anything. Like never. Yeah, I mean, you can use the Tiny is definitely for inside, but you can use the tail air in or out. But that's a good point. Very good point. Yes, 1 by 1.5 CMOS. That's big. Yeah, they're really not a fair comparison. And I know everyone does that because it seems logical, and I totally understand why. But in order to people to make better shopping decisions is basically what I'm working on. Getting caught up in is one better than the other doesn't really work because it's what's better for you. I'll give you a prime example. And this is a funny example, but it's a prime example. And this is why I want our community to learn how to do this better. One of my favorite cars in the world, Ferrari 488 GTP. Like ridiculous. Would that be a good car for Katie? No. Why? Husband and 2 kids. The only thing that can fit in the 488 GTP is you and a cup of water. Nothing else fits in that car. It is 12 cylinders or 10 cylinders, depending which one you get, of engine and a seat, and that's it. There's nothing else. right? And it's just quick. So although on spec, is it a better car than the Mazda, whatever the heck, C5? Yes. Is it a better car for Katie? No. That's why. You have to go by what matches you. You know what I'm saying? But on those back roads by where the office is, I would love to have a Ferrari though. I mean, I got all kind of tickets. So that is why it is unfair to do that. Yeah. Hey, thank you, Neil. I appreciate you for coming in and checking it out. And don't forget, you can win one. You can win one. Dude, I just buy stuff and then apologize. What are you doing? Yeah, it's you really got to look at how it works for you. What's really cool, Amazon or Best Buy, if you're lucky enough like me, I have a local camera store. They tend to have these things and they'll let you borrow it and check it out. I highly support local camera stores. In LA, people, there's a cool store called Paul's Photo. If you're in the East Coast, we're Lowell and near where the office is at Ecamm. We have Hunt's Photos. A lot of times you can go there, get hands on and feel it. That's better. But cool thing about Amazon, Best Buy, you can give it back. I think it's only 4 more days. I have to double check that, Neil. Maybe Paul got to you. Till the end of the year. Boom. So you only have a couple of days to do this. Let's make sure we're getting us in the right spot. And there you go. Come over to the giveaway. And this only has 7 hours left. And then there's another discount that ends in 4 days. I forgot which one. See, I'm all mixed up. Y'all are messing up my head. Anyway, come in here and do all of these guys. And don't forget the secret code word. Let's get it. Boom. There it is. Secret code word. And then if you want to get the Ecamm discount, Neil, so you don't get in less trouble, use Ecamm 10 when you get it, and then you'll be squared away. Yeah, tinny. Tinny as in, that metallic sound. Yes. Super funny. See, Gretchen's a photographer, right? Gretchen's a photographer. And so this is where people get themselves in trouble by going to YouTube and buying a camera that they saw another photographer buy. And it's because you run out like, well, I want to get great pictures just like them. And a lot of times that's on their skill. That's not just some feature of the camera. And then so I live in Hawaii. It rains constantly here. That's why the flowers are beautiful. For me to buy a non-weatherproof camera, really stupid. So I don't. I tend not to, unless I know it's never going to go outside. So I have to buy a body that has better weatherproofing. I have to buy lenses like G Master lenses because they have better weatherproofing. It does not behoove me to buy a camera that doesn't have good weatherproofing. So even if Nikon or Canon or Sony or Fuji or somebody came out with this camera, it's the most incredible camera in the world, but it had bad weatherproofing, I couldn't buy it. It would be asking for failure. Because you'll be outside in bright sunlight and the sky would just go, hey, man, shoom. It's the tropics is how it works. Now, my rain only lasts 10, 15, 20 minutes. Normally, I don't have all day rain 3 days in a row like in Massachusetts. But you really have to pay attention to make sure you're getting stuff that matches you. And it's much, much better to use your thought process and see what's it. And you can always ask the community. We're so down to help. And you'll notice if you go into the Ecamm community and you say, hey, man, what's the best microphone right now? Most people would tell you to take the word best out and let's find out what works for your studio. Because I have microphones that are glorious but will not sound good in your studio if you have kids. Because all you're going to hear is, Mom! It's not going to work. Like, I have a microphone sitting right here on the floor that would sound like absolutely horrible in your studio, but it sounds great in my studio. Me ain't got no kids. It's quiet around here. All right, don't forget this code. Don't forget this code. You need that. And don't forget the discount code, which Katie says will last you to the end of the year. Boom. Thank you, Neil, man. If you get in trouble, tell your wife to talk to Paul Duncan, Pualducan. That's the person to tell your wife to talk to if you get in any trouble. Yo, thank you, Tom. Hey, Tom, make sure you're in the affiliate program so that you can get paid for those recommendations. That is super fun, super helpful, and it'll probably cover the cost of your camera. Just saying. Boom, boom, boom. What did Gretchen say? Ooh. Low temp tolerance. This is true. Oh yeah, because it's freaking hella cold where you live. So true. Your rain on the top was short like a leprechaun. Yes. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. Tell them again, Sammy. I tried to tell them. They don't listen to me. Oh, dude, that's really cool because that UVC adapter is amazing. Is amazing. Sorry, Neil. Sorry. Again, tell your wife to call Paul Duncan should you have any trouble. Also, Tatiana has a nice voice and she's calm and soothing, so maybe you can have her call Tatiana as well. She's a teacher, so she can help, smooth things over. So guys, don't forget, if you have any questions, by all means reach out to us. The OBSBOT team is in our group. They hang out in there all the time. And I'm just happy that we were able to work with them. It was a lucky, I would say lucky. It was a choice. I was in NAB cruising around, just looking for something cool to come back and show you guys. And of all the things I saw at NAB, when I saw the Tiny first, I immediately went, you guys are going to love this, right? Now, don't forget, on their site, you have the sale available for many of the things on there. The sale goes until Christmas. Maybe that's what that 4 days is. Now my brain's catching up. And so as I was doing the demo and seeing how it was, I immediately knew our cook people, our church people, some of our fitness people, some of our musicians would instantly fall in love with this camera because of all of the cool things that I can do. And I was like, I got to get one right away. Try lowercase, Sandra. Try lowercase, try uppercase. If it doesn't work, I will get them, and they're fixing it. We were conversating back and forth. It might be lowercase because sometimes certain fonts don't show lowercase. So, yeah, my bad. Anyway, so as I was showing it, I knew you guys would like it. I wanted to, keep continuing to bring you things like this. So please try. Oh, it's OBSBOT. That might be a problem. Oh, you're missing the extra B. Yeah, there you go. It's OBSBOT. I told you we're going to try to get them to change their name. Enough Ecamm people buy it because, at the time they made it, I don't think they knew about us. But I met them in NAB, and we just hit it off. They're a really cool company. They're young. They're strapping. They listen to the community really, really well. So they're forever doing updates. As you see, both my cameras asked for firmware updates today. They're very much like us. And so when I met them, I was like, I grabbed Katie and I was like, I want to take you by this booth and let you see. And so Katie and Glenn and I, we all went to go meet them as a team. And so Glenn was able to speak to their founder. And then Katie and I was talking to their marketing department. And I was like, these guys are a good fit for our people and they have been very responsive. We ask them questions or want to do stuff. So big ups to OBSBOT for jumping in and partnering with us on this particular stream. We will continue to look for cool stuff for you guys that you will be able to use and make your streaming and your productions a lot smoother. And please let me know. I am super happy. I would say, I don't know if it works like that, South Shore, but I will if you send me a DM or a message or something, I will reach out to them when they come around. It's the middle of the night for them right now, and I'll see if that works. Yes, there you go. Katie gave you the answer. We will definitely get you straightened up. Oh, I see. Michelle shows up when it's time to go. Listen, people, this is it. Make sure you get one. Enjoy it. It's a very good Christmas present. I've been traveling with this guy probably since about July, and it's literally one of my favorite things. It literally is. Absolutely love this camera, and you guys are gonna laugh. My number one favorite reason is it's magnetic. Like, I just love that. I can stick it to roundabout anywhere. I used it to do classes at camp, anybody that came to creator camp, and this is literally one of my favorite things. So if I was Oprah, I would put one under everybody's chair, but I'm not her. So use the discount code, and don't forget, you can enter to win. Go to the page. Paul put the link in the chat. Katie put the link in the chat. Jump over here and go through the things that you need to do. Follow Ecamm, sign up for the newsletter, follow OBSBOT, sign up for whatever, hit up Stephanie and Jeff, and you can be entered to win a year of Ecamm Live, Mac only, of course, you know what it is. You can win an OBSBOT Tiny 2, you can win a Switch Pod, 94 ways to repurpose live video with Stephanie Garcia, and Descript 101 course with Jeff C., also known as El Jefe, also known as Jeff. Go and do this real quick. You only have 7 hours left to go. Let's see how many entries we done jumped up. Ooh, look at that. Entries is coming in hot. Make sure you get in there, get a chance to win, and don't forget the secret code. Here is the secret code. Ba, ba, ba. There is the secret code. Tim, you are welcome. Man, I wish let me move this out the way. I wish I had one of these Ferraris you speak of, Tim. Just trust me. I really wish I did. I've driven one before, but I don't have one. You're going to wait for 6 hours? Why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? They're not exactly the same, Jim. They are different. George has the remote. I don't know if George is still in the chat. George has the remote. I don't have the remote. At the time I got my camera, the remotes were out of stock. I probably need to buy one before they run out of stock again. But it's a really cool thing. It is a really cool thing. That should work. And you know what? South Florida, they might have a similar setup the way that we have our setup. You oftentimes on many of the sites, just because of the way carts work, it won't show you the discount until you get to the end. So you have to go through like you're about to pay. You won't get charged or anything, but it'll normally show you the discount on the last page. So many sites do that. It's the way carts work. I don't understand why carts do that. It's confusing, but it might be the case. So try that out as well and make sure you're getting that through. Anyway, gang, I don't know if you know this. You can't tell because I'm super hyped right now. I haven't had my coffee today, and it's driving me crazy. So I'm going to go have some coffee. You guys are lucky I didn't have no coffee. It would have been way more crazy. This is cool. Thank you guys so much. I really, really, really appreciate you. And if you have any questions, by all means, hit us up. Let us know. We're always around. We'll be hanging around the Discord. I think Paul has a link for that. We'll be hanging around the Facebook group. We got a link for that. And say tell OBSBOT you heard it from us so that they know that this plan we had, it worked out. I will see you guys on the flip side. Don't forget, we have a holiday stream coming up on Christmas. If you are tired of your family and you want to come and hang out with DJ Strick, myself, whole bunch of the rest of the Ecamm Kim folks, we will be around that day. Let me see if I have a picture of this. I know DJ Strick sent me an email. We are going to hang out on Christmas Day. Holiday live stream. There it is. There it is. Bye, Marshall. Marshall's talking to me right now. Hold on. There we go. There we go. We're going to have a holiday live stream. So if you're bored, your family is getting on your nerves, you just want to come and hang with the Ecamm fam, your other family, then boom, let me know. And, oh, yes, Tommy, I did. I was traveling, but yes, I will see you soon. Tommy, let's do this. Let's go. I will see you soon. All right, family, I appreciate y'all. Y'all be good. And thank you for being members of the Ecamm fam. Without y'all, we can't be us. And I like being us. So, mahalo nui loi, mele kaliki maka, and we'll see you on the flip.
Coming straight out of Ecamm. This is a jam with the Ecamm fam. Ecamm fam, this the name of the jam. This is a jam with the Ecamm fam. Ecamm fam, this the name of the jam. This is a jam with the Ecamm fam. This is a jam with the Ecamm fam. This is a jam with the Ecamm fam. Ecamm fam is the name of the jam.
Hold it, stop the music!
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen.
Can I please have your attention?
Now showtime. Are you ready? Are you ready for start time?
Let's find out. Ready, let's go.